CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another deck tech for a potential keeping modern janky deck. If you've been following my site for a while, you know I've played a variety of Amulet Dinos over the past year, and I just recently started going back through the Mythic spoiler pages of sets that have been released, looking for cards that I had forgotten about that I had wanted to play, and came across Trumpeting Carnosaur. And so that's what this deck is doing. It's similar to the build I played last, my mid-range version, but we now have our 6-drop being a 2-for-1, 7/6 Trampler that we can always discard to do as a Lightning Bolt, but what we really want to do is cast it for 6 mana, discover 5, spin into a Regisaur Alpha, give it haste. Or, like we did in our first game, spin into another Wayward Swordtooth. Otherwise, we made a few other changes. We put Anger of the Gods in the sideboard, or from the sideboard, in, well, really it was Brotherhood's in. We put Anger of the Gods in the main to fight against energy strategies that are so prevalent. And we've played in our first match that we played with this deck, ran into energy, Mardu energy, and Anger came through for us in a game in which we were really dirtling for a while. And it was, yeah, I think Anger, and if you want to fight today's meta and you're trying to go over the top of it, you need some sort of low to the ground sweeper like Anger or Brotherhood's in. Anyway, if you're unfamiliar with this deck, it's a similar Primeval Titan package as far as Amulet of Vigor or Boreal Grazer, but once we get to the 3-mana drop spot, we have the 3-drop Wayward Swordtooth that lets us play an additional land, Pugnacious Hammerskull, 6/6 Big Beater as long as we have another Dinosaur. The super, I mean, it's all spicy, but then Regisaur Alpha brings a 3/3 body with it, gives all other dinosaurs haste. I already talked about Trumpeting Carnosaur. We can theoretically get Galta out on turn 3, I think, certainly by turn 4 with the right draws. So, and the other spice that maybe you don't see very often in the main of a Primeval Titan deck is a Lava Spur Boots and a 1-of Shadow Spear. So I was bringing them in so much against decks from the sideboard that I decided to make room for them in the main. And again, they are worth their weight in gold, which I guess is not very much. But the life gain and trample in the main deck, being able to fetch up another a relevant 1-man artifact with the Urza Saga, which is all the way down here, is hugely relevant. You don't want a 4th Amulet of Vigor like in our game 1 against Mardu Energy where we were just desperate for action. We don't need another Amulet of Vigor. What we want is a way to punch through damage and regain some life as they had chipped away at our life total. In the sideboard, more sweepers. Pick your poison to deal with flyers, and Blood Moons, Veil of Summer to help against I guess Rakdos, Force of Vigor to deal with Blood Moons and anything else that's Alienos. Tormod's Crypt is another tutorable artifact that can hate out graveyards. And that's my Amulet Dinos deck with Trumpeting Carnosaur. I'm in the process of building an Amulet Sea Serpent deck with Como World Eater from the new set. So if I can get that going, I'll put a deck tech up with that too. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. And if you haven't checked out the different dinosaur builds I've played already, check it out on CyclesGaming.com, and I'll be posting some gameplay of this deck in action. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky. This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com. If you haven't already, check out my original Magic the Gathering content over at CyclesGaming.com. I write about my various commander decks. I post articles and video of my gameplay of my various modern janky brews, and I'm publishing my science fiction fantasy novel, The Podkind, serially. If you enjoy the content, check out my YouTube channel, Johnny Cycles, and click that subscribe button. Everybody counts. As always, thanks for watching. This is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch y'all on the next one.